What are we playing this week then?
So this week I thought we'd attempt to complete Axelay for the Super Nintendo. So this is a multi-directional scrolling shoot 'em up. It alternates between horizontal and vertical scrolling. And it was released by Konami in 1992. Have you got any experience with the game at all?
No, none at all.
Do you want to try it out then?
Yeah, let's go.
So the way the weapon system works in this is that at the beginning of each level you get to sort of choose what to outfit your ship with, basically. At the moment we don't actually have any options because as the game progresses you get more and more options. You swap between the three different weapons by pressing the L and R shoulder buttons.
Okay.
And this third one here is actually on the A button. So you fire with the B button and the A button uses missiles which are on that option effectively. Okay. So as I said, the B button fires and the shoulder buttons swap between weapons. So this weapon here, as you're holding the fire button down, it sort of fires upwards. But as you let go of the fire button, it sort of changes direction effectively like that.
So it's constantly firing?
No. It stops firing when it gets to the back like that.
Okay.
So as you can see, you're swapping between normal firing weapon, as I said, the one that fires in this sort of arc, and we got this one which is the missiles, which you have to use the A button for. Let's try and concentrate here. Oh, that's the other major thing actually. The health system, basically if you get shot you lose the weapon that you were on at that time.
So you have 3 lives basically.
Well, there's also one with no weapons, so it takes 4 shots to die.
Wow.
However, if you run into an enemy you die immediately.
Ah, so you've lost the weapon.
Yeah, see it says out now.
Is this a stronger weapon then? Because you're not using the fireballs very much.
The good thing about this is you can shoot out the missiles that are coming towards you from the sides with it.
Right, so what's this now at the bottom?
So we've got one new weapon here, but I wouldn't bother using it at the moment. Effectively, and do that one as well. So these 2 weapons here, this one goes straight forwards and blows up, that one goes along the ground. And if you're in the vertical stages, it does more like a wide shot, basically, than usual. I'd swap to weapon 2 on this level and sort of get used to it.
What's those blue lights down there? Is that nothing we worry about there?
No, don't worry about those. They're just in the background. You can you need to fly through that, you're dead.
Oh. Okay, I thought it'd open again.
Nah.
Could have told me that, you know.
Well, I didn't expect you to back away. Fantastic music for the game as well, I'd say.
Very, very good.
The guy that worked on the music here, he did actually help with the sound on Castlevania 4 as well. And obviously that has amazing sound. Some of the most acclaimed sound of the 16-bit era, really. I want to... Oh, shit.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
It's a xenomorph.
Well, it looks to me like Ed 209 from RoboCop.
That too.
Yeah, I guess you're right, actually. There is a sort of xenomorph look to
The
it.
head.
To the
shape
top
of the head.
But of course you sort of see xenomorphs everywhere because you're obsessed with aliens anyway.
I am obsessed with aliens. How do I give the shots through?
Fire a little bit underneath where you are.
A little bit underneath, right there. Hold on, laser. Oh, that was stupid. That was real stupid.
These do blow up on it a little bit as well.
Yeah. Oh. That section, couldn't you be flying below it and then get underneath its arc of fire and then shoot it while it's shooting upwards? Yeah, look, you could.
I'm not taking any chances here. And I don't know if you know, but the company Treasure actually came from Konami originally. A lot of the staff members did. And this was actually one of the last games that some of the people that formed Treasure actually worked on before leaving the company, effectively starting their own one. And obviously they became one of the greatest Mega Drive developers of all time after this.
Ooh. You done it?
No.
Oh, you're a bit close.
It's not a problem. It starts glowing blue.
It's not a problem. What? Sorry.
I'm going to do this. Otherwise, we'll be here forever.
You've got other weapons now, by the way.
This is the weapon you want to have here. Unfortunate. Never mind.
The way you just said it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Bang. Not a problem, huh?
Have you ever played R-Type 2 before?
I don't think so. I played Delta.
This level sort of looks somewhat similar to a level on R-Type 2.
Okay.
So I think there's definitely some influence there as well. It's unsurprising really, because R-Type was sort of a massive influence on a lot of games from this era really. But yeah, there's sort of like a water stage.
I couldn't dodge everything there.
There's sort of like a water stage on R-Type 2 where you can go in and out of water, and this is somewhat similar.
Yeah.
I don't know why I came down there.
Oh jeez. Oh, you're dead. Oh my god, you are lucky. Get through that.
I think it's probably harder down there than it is up there.
Probably.
I'm going to die. How did I not die there?
What? You put the Konami code in.
Straight into me.
Doosh. And is that game over?
We've
Is that
got
two continues?
Yeah. Maybe I should just play now.
Yes. The hands. Oh,
That was bright flicker.
it's a lava golem. Watch out for his hands.
Yeah.
I guess. Let's put his hands up. Heart, hit the heart. Are you doing Indiana Street?
Yeah, it's opening up, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, if only I had that red weapon now.
It's dead.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you're home.
No.
How comes it won't?
If I push backwards, then it goes that way. If I push forwards, it goes
there,
that
well, fuck working that.
way.
Another life.
That was a bit fast, isn't it?
Like, don't question it. Wow, it's quite powerful too.
Yeah.
But it's a bit, well, you can't really choose, can you? You've got 4 lanes.
I didn't even see what hit me there.
Nor
Shit.
did I. Oh, oh. Heavy breathing.
Not that I'm not always heavy breathing.
No, that was really heavy though.
Nasty, because remember, crashing takes an entire life away.
Yeah. That's almost bullet hell. That's nasty.
Shit! That was the last thing that wanted to happen there.
scanning you.
Yeah.
What do those things do?
It just copies you. It might be relatively safe here, actually. Not bet on it, but.
Bit close. Done it?
No, not yet. This is the end now.
Let's see it. It's catching up with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so right, you've got your weapons back. 2 lives. Lost a weapon. Lost 2 weapons.
Done it!
Nice.
We had a few lives left as well, yeah.
3 lives. You've got the knife back.
See what the ending's like then.
Whew.
I'm pretty surprised actually that we did this. It's because I'd had a reasonable run on that last level, didn't I, in the end? Especially like the first half of it.
Okay, Rich, what do you think of the game then?
Well, it's obviously a very polished game, isn't it? It's definitely one of the better shoot 'em ups on the Super Nintendo. Lots of impressive effects and such throughout the game.
Yeah.
Very, very good music as well. So the presentation's pretty first rate.
Very good presentation.
The weapon system, I think, is quite reasonable. It's not a bad weapon system, is it?
I like it.
There are a few weapons that I generally pick over others, perhaps. The Vulcan was one of the best weapons, and you do start off with that. But things like the missiles, some levels use those, don't they? Sometimes some of the bosses are easier with the downwards firing missile. So there is some level of strategy involved, maybe with picking weapons.
Well, I don't think you're giving the weapons the credit they're due, you know. Yeah. I think the weapons are quite cool. I think the way that you get to select at the start of the game and knowing what you're thinking, I might need this, I might do this, this might be good, this might be good. That's quite cool. Also, the fact that you don't die immediately when you take a shot, you just lose the weapon.
Yeah.
That adds a whole new element of strategy into the game. Because you can think to yourself, right, I need this weapon for later on in the level, so I'm going to change this out and try and do it with this weapon. So,
that is true.
I think it's a very good weapon system.
I like that element of the health system, but I don't actually like the health system in this game overall for one reason, and that's the collision deaths. It's so much of a penalty to be hit, to collide with something, because sometimes an enemy will just come from behind you and hit you, and it will just wipe out that whole play. I can have an atrocious run and just play abysmally badly, but if I'm shot with the bullets, then I have, 12 hits? I can take 12 hits effectively, because it's 4 per life. Because it's happened hundreds of times when I've played horrendously and I've gotten all the way to the end, and then I've played fantastically and then died 2/3 of the way through just because of a couple of bad moves, you know, and then it's all over.
I disagree with you.
Yeah.
And the reason I disagree with you is because I think it's needed for continuity. If you are going to fly one ship into another, it doesn't matter how many weapons you've got in it, you're going to go blow.
You are correct that the theming would be mucked up maybe a little bit there, but I feel like the gameplay's balance would be far better. I don't massively hate that element of the game, but I think it's something that I should criticise. But I don't think it's like some kind of game destroying problem or anything like that. So how do you feel about the game then? This was the first time you played it, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I've never touched it before. Great music, great presentation. I did like it. If you got shot, you lose the weapon, but never mind, you've got other weapons. That was quite cool. And gameplay wise, I just enjoyed the gameplay. So what are you going to score then, Rich?
Well, obviously we've already reviewed 2 shoot-em-ups from 1992. We've already reviewed Biohazard Battle on the Mega Drive and Thunder Force 4 on the Mega Drive. And I believe we both gave Biohazard Battle a 4 out of 5.
That's correct.
And we both gave Thunder Force 4 a 5 out of 5.
That's also correct.
So how does this compare? Well, I think this is a more polished game than Biohazard Battle. I think there's better effects in the game, and
probably better balance, even though I was sort of criticising some of the balance areas. I think this is a reasonably balanced game. I wasn't really nitpicking. But on the other side, Biohazard Battle does have an excellent 2-player mode. Thunder Force 4, though, I think is a much more exciting game than this. It's got more levels as well, I believe, quite a few more. I like the weapon system slightly better in Thunder Force 4, and it's just sort of, it's got that driving rock music and parallax scrolling, and the bosses in Thunder Force 4 are a little bit more impressive as well. Thunder Force 4's bosses have stages where they will completely change, and they will just completely change their tactics. In this, generally, the bosses did a pattern, didn't they? They did one pattern a lot of the time.
Well,
apart from
boss.
the final boss. Yeah. So for me, this game is not quite up to the standards of Thunder Force 4. I mean, that game was one of the best Mega Drive shooters, arguably the best Mega Drive shooter. So because of that, I'm going to give this game a 4 out of 5. Also, I feel like six stages might be a little bit short for 1992. What do you reckon then?
Well, I don't really focus on the aesthetics of a game as much as I do the gameplay of a game.
Yeah.
So, what you said about Biohazard Battle not being aesthetically pleasing as this, that doesn't really equate to me. So, I personally feel that Biohazard Battle is a better game.
Yeah.
Just slightly. And obviously, Axelay is nowhere near as good as Thunder Force 4. So, I'm also going to score it a 4, but I'm switching round the order that Rich gave for those 3 games. Okay, guys, that's Axelay for this week. Quite an enjoyable game.
Yeah, it is a classic, really. I think we sort of sound like we're coming down a bit hard on it, but this is really a classic shoot 'em up from the era.
So, guys, if you enjoyed that, give us a like, give us a comment, tell us what you think about the game, and subscribe to the channel. We're always releasing great new content like this. So we will see you next week with another game, guys. Take care.
See ya.